Vocational Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 that is taking place at the MTC Dome. The fourth National Skills Competition is happening under the auspices of the Namibia Training Authority through its WorldSkills Namibia division and the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture. This year, we have 179 competitors guided and supported by 144 industry experts who were all selected from 40 vocational training centers and technical institutions from across the country. They will be showing the nation what skills, passion and determination look like in action throughout the course of this week. Tonight, we will be bringing you highlights from yesterday's opening ceremony, live updates from the competition floor, as well as inspiring competitor stories as we track Namibia's journey to a world-class skills future. I am not alone this evening. I am joined by Salima Henok, who is on the competition floor, but we will be bringing her or speaking to her a little later in the program. Please stay tuned.
I thank you and welcome to National Skills Competition in Swakopmund.
Competitors, you have all the support. Are you happy?
And from the onset, I wish to state it pertinently that TVET should not be an option, but indeed a choice.
Organizing an event for this magnitude came with a huge responsibility placed on the shoulders of the implementing partners.
Thank you, the Excellency, for trusting in the TVET sector.
Well, thank you so much for keeping it locked here on our Skills Talk program. In studio, I am now joined by Verity Kangumine, who is a stakeholder for the National Training Fund, to unpack what these competitions mean, not just for the young people on the floor, but also for Namibia's economy and industry as a whole. We will be talking about how the National Skills Competition Swakopmund 2025 is fitting into the bigger picture of TVET and job creation. Thank you so much for being here, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. So could you please talk to us about the Namibia Training Fund and its main role in supporting skills development in the country?
Okay. The National Training Fund is part of, as it was founded through the NTA, TVET.
Yes, it was funded through the NTA.
So actually the NTA was founded through the Act of Parliament. So through this Act of Parliament, the fund was also enacted. So in 2014, then we started running, we started collecting the levies from employers. These are employers that have a payroll of $1 million and above. We actually do have some employers that are exempted from paying the levy. Government does not necessarily contribute to the levy directly, but government contributes through a subvention, an annual subvention that is given to the NTA. So the National Training Fund consists of levies that we collect from employers that are paying the levy, as well as the government subvention and all donor funding. Yeah, so the main purpose of the fund is to fund TVET training institutions, because as we are aware, the NTA is only responsible for TVET in the country. So the National Training Fund is used to fund training institutions that are in a TVET fraternity.
Yeah. Now, why is the National Skills Competition that has gathered us here today such an important platform for the training fund to be associated with?
Okay, you see, the main reason as to why we run the skills competition is actually to showcase Namibian talent. So, as Namibia being part of the WorldSkills Competition, it gives our graduates and TVET business owners an opportunity to compete at international platforms. So without funding, this competition will not be possible. Yeah.
I know you're speaking about how the fund has contributed with monetary means for this competition to take place, but what other support has the fund provided to the competitors, the trainees, and the experts in the various skills trades?
Okay, in addition to the monitoring aspect, the fund provides funding that enables the trainees to compete. All the tools and equipment that you see here are all funded through the fund. For trainees to go and compete at international level, the sponsorship is provided by the fund. Everything that the trainees need in order for them to compete, and not only the trainees, but also graduates, TVET business owners who enroll for this competition are funded by the MTA. And so also for the experts that do guide these graduates, and also the team of experts that do the judgment or the judging, the funding is also provided by the National Training Fund.
Thank you very much for explaining all of that to us. Now, looking at the competition, what impact do you think it can have broadly on the TVET sector?
Okay, the impact that I actually foresee through these competitions is that, having this competition, we expose the TVET sector to the Namibian people at large. A lot of people know about academic training as a field, but very few people know about TVET and what TVET can actually do. It's actually TVET that can drive the country's development. So what we expect of seeing or getting out of this competition is that more people will be knowledgeable about what TVET is about. More people, especially the youth, can choose a career in TVET. And through that, more employment can be created, and more businesses can open, because, we cannot build a country by just looking at the white collar. We also need blue collar people that are hands-on people that can actually drive our economy. And also, through this competition, this exposure will also attract international investors who are coming to our country, because then they will know that we have the skills around. We don't necessarily have to input all the skills from other countries. And therefore, more Namibian people can get employment. Yeah.
I really love that you're talking about the employment aspect, because I think that's really a bone of contention at the moment. Now, how does the Namibia Training Fund ensure that its investments that it is making in opportunities that come from the national skills, for example, turn into tangible jobs and employment creation?
Okay, we actually do that in a lot of ways, because through the levies that we collect, employers gives more opportunities for our trainees to go for job attachment. So the more employers are becoming aware of what the TVET trainees can do, the more confidence they will have in our trainees. and also therefore create more local opportunities or employment opportunities for them instead of importing skills. Yeah, because the problem in Namibia is that when it comes to TVET skills, most companies, like manufacturing companies, do not believe that we do have the skills locally. They rather look at South Africa or somewhere else. But if we expose our skills like we are doing now, then more companies will be aware of what TVET is doing in the country, and more employment opportunities will then be given to Namibians rather than importing skills from outside. And also, if more employers can see that our trainees can compete at international level, they will have the confidence to know that they have the skills needed and that they are employable. Yeah.
As we wrap up our conversation, ma'am, what message do you have for employers and industries about contributing, and not just contributing, but really engaging with the fund to further support the TVET sector?
Okay, my message to the employers is that we do have employers that feel like, they just pay the levy because it's just another tax. But as we showcase our talent, they can actually see that this is just this is not just another tax, but it transforms the Namibian people. So the more people can participate, the more employers can come on board, whether it's through sponsorships or the levy that they pay, the more we can grow our country. And my appeal to the employers is that their involvement should not only end with job attachment and paying the levy, but also for them to come and experience for themselves, to see what our trainees can do.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, that was a conversation with Verifi Kangumine, representing the National Training Fund. And she was really just talking to us about the support that they are providing to the TVET sector and the National Skills Competition that is happening here in Swakopmund.
This week in Swakopmund, months of planning come into focus. The National Skills Competition brings together competitors, experts, and industry partners for one purpose: to raise the standard of skills in Namibia. From logistics and test materials to media, mentorship, and measurement, every detail has been engineered for performance.
What you are actually seeing here is a combination of multiple activities that the team has really to undertake in order to prepare an event of this magnitude.
The journey to the Dome starts months earlier. Selections, boot camps, and technical preparations. Competitors are chosen on merit and groomed to international standards.
It started off way back in May, where the WorldSkills Namibia Secretariat had to conduct what we call the selection competitions. These are the competitions where competitors that are competing at this event are selected through. It happens across the country.
From that national sweep emerges champions ready for the arena, supported by trainers, institutions, and partners who help convert potential into performance.
To have the competitors prepared at that level, okay, you need really to make sure the trainers, the training institutions, have dedicated personnel, equipment, and material to support those preparations. And NTA, through the WorldSkills Namibia, always do support the training providers that have been selected to be represented at the National Skills Competition with material support.
Preparation at this level is a team sport. It's strengthened by partnerships with industry, hands-on access to current tools, workflows, and standards that shape real-world excellence.
And the one thing that has been of interest nowadays is the collaboration between those training providers, where you would find that trainees, I mean, the competitors are being trained in partnership with industry players.
The aim? Quality projects on the competition floor, work that reflects the methods and expectations of the modern workplace. At NSCS, preparation is bigger than competition alone. The skills competition tests accuracy, speed, safety, creativity, and problem solving, measured against national and global benchmarks. The Skills Conference pulls together policymakers, educators, and employers, turning lessons into TVET strategy, employment pathways, and productivity gains. The Skills Exhibition opens doors for learners and families, hands-on discovery, career guidance, and routes into training that begin here and lead to regional and international stages.
What you are seeing here now being set up is multiple skills.
None of this happens in a vacuum. It's a national effort. Organizers, sponsors, educators, and communities pulling in the same direction to build a skilled Namibia.
And the whole idea behind this is to make sure we promote TVET to every Namibian to know the importance TVET carries, not only as the NTA, but the entire nation into building the future of these youngsters.
With each edition, the system gets stronger, more trainers upskilled, more experts engaged, and more alignment to the standards that drive employability.
Since we joined, or we started competing internationally, looking at various aspects of TVET, you would see that Namibia has done or has made good progresses in increasing TVET quality.
This is how futures are built, through preparation, partnership, and pride in doing the work well. From Swakopmund to the world, the journey continues, one skill at a time.
If we can continue on this trajectory, Namibia in the next few years will be where we, all of us, have never imagined it to be.
We saw in that insert, as explained by Mr. Sen Strolongo from the NTA, the journey to where we are today was a massive undertaking, as most of the competitors, experts, and workshop managers were really hard at work since May this year, putting in all the necessary necessary items in place to ensure that they are here this week competing in the National Skills Competition. Well, we are now taking a look at the automotive technology, which is always a crowd favorite. It's a field where passion for machines meets technical mastery. And for many of these competitors, this is not just about fixing cars, it's about mobility, innovation, and driving Namibia forward. Let's take a look.
My name is Evelyn Nangobe. I am from Onipo constituency. Well, I stay in the village actually, in Okafanda. What inspired me actually was my love for cars, the passion that I have. Well, since growing up actually, I loved cars. I love speed actually, to say. I used to love attending drifting hubs and all that. That's what inspired me to do this trade actually. NAMCOL have been supporting me ever since. It was actually very, how do I say? They actually supported me until this level, to the fact that I got to being nominated for WorldSkills. From the start, they've been training us throughout. From the start, they've been training us throughout. They trained us well. They made sure that we knew everything and all that, you know. So far, I'm gonna say my school was very supportive. because I never knew most of the things. I got to know them when I got to Namcol. Namcol brought me to the stage of WorldSkills. If it was not for Namcol, then I wouldn't be here actually. Yes, so I'm going to say my school supported me a lot. It's a privilege to be chosen amongst all 100 people in a school and to compete against other institutions. Well, looking around, we have many institutions, we have a lot of people, and it's really a privilege to be at this stage. Like, it's an honor to say. Well, I'm thinking, like, my dreams actually is to invent my own car one day. Yeah, I want to get to that better stage of being an inventor, like Elon Musk, to say. I also want to be part of the famous and scientific people, you know, those people. Yeah, like I want to be at that stage of where I can make my own car. And I won't need anybody to make a car for me. I make my own car, I drive my own car that I made myself. Follow your dreams and your passion. If you have passion for cars, then follow that path. That's all I'm going to say. And to the young people, it doesn't mean that if you have nothing to do at home, there's nothing you can do at all. You can come and do mechatronics. Like at Namcol, we have mechatronics. You go to Namcol, you do your trade, even with less points. Just follow your dreams, guys. The only thing to do is follow your dreams, nothing more.
Well, of course, Swakopmund is not only about the dome where the national skills competition are taking place. There was also a desert excursion that gave competitors a chance to relax and take in the beauty of the Namib. A reminder that skills and tourism are both part of Namibia's future economy.
The excursion is actually the first item on our lineup of the competition. This involves all the trainees or all the competitors for the WorldSkills and their experts. So this is just to take them out of their busy schedule that they've had already for the preparations for the whole week. So we bring them out here just to have fun, to free up their minds, have activities, physical activities for them to do.
This is my first time actually, so the experience is good. I like the way they'll come together, the different trades, and also seeing what other people can do. Basically learning from each other.
This is really great, and when I came here, it was my first time.
So this is a building therapy that is building or taking their fear away and out of them, so it's calming their minds down. And also to make sure that they engage and meet each other and get to know each other. So in general, it is just like a therapy to calm them down, to put their minds together so that they can be fit for the competition.
All the registered VTCs in Namibia are actually involved in this exercise. They've been selected, they are selected competitors to partake in this competition. So imagine somebody from the Zambezi, from the north, they've never had a chance to come to the coastal areas of Namibia. So this is really an exciting journey for them.
Everybody out there, make sure you have fun. Come check out the event, come in numbers, that's what I'm talking about.
This is the special broadcast of the National Skills Competition Skills Update Program here in Swakopmund. Now we are going straight to the competition floor where sparks are flying. Literally, I can even hear the sounds from here. Now in the welding skills area, competitors are demonstrating welding skills, and they are really demonstrating precision, technique, and safety under immense pressure. My co-presenter, Selima Hanok, is there on the floor with an expert to give us an update from there. Selima, it's over to you.
Thank you, Elago. Now we are coming to you from the inside competition area, and that is the Welding area, where there has been a lot of sparkles indeed in the background. The competition started today for the competitors, and they have been hard at work with the tasks for today. And as you can see in the background, they are still busy, and they will be ending shortly for the day, but indeed they have been hard at work. Now, it is quite interesting to note that the trade mostly is male dominated, but there are also some females that are partaking and are competitors of this welding trade. Now, joining me is one of the experts just to give us a brief overview of how the day started. And it's also quite interesting to know that she is a female who is an expert in this field. So Philippine Ashipo, just give us a brief on how the day started today with the competitors.
Okay, well, thank you so much. My name is Philippine. So we started, the preparation was taking place yesterday, especially for our material, since we were having to run up and down for some of the material. So, but luckily enough, we had to manage. So today we received some of the material. So I think with the material that we have received today, we are able to move on. So basically from 10:30, we started with the first 4 projects of 6 projects that we are supposed to do for this competition. So we have the pressure vessel, we have the coupons. So the trainees are now done with most of the coupons. So we are left with now the pressure vessel and the stainless steel task.
Also, just take us through what they are doing today.
So today they are basically just welding coupons. So they have a different position of welding and different methods of welding, which are basically MIG, manual arc welding, as well as MMA again, the arc welding itself. So those are basically the 2 types of welding that they are doing, but they also have 3 positions whereby they will be having vertical up, horizontal, and the fillet weld as well.
I understand earlier there was a conversation that there is a task that they need to complete by the end of the competition. What is that task?
The main task here that need to be completed by the welder in this competition is the pressure vessel. Well, because the pressure vessel is going to be tested on different positions. After the trainee have done welding different position on that pressure vessel, we are now going to put in water in that pressure vessel because it's going to be used for that purpose. So we have to test the quality of the weld. We'll put in water. If it's leaking automatically, then we'll disqualify that person is not competent. So then if the person moves to the next stage, if the water is able to be held in the pressure vessel, then we move on to pumping water in to see to it again. So for all those other defects of the weld, including the porosity, the undercuts, and all the other defects. So that is how we are going to do. So the pressure vessel is the main one that is the main thing in this competition, so to say.
Lastly, Philippine, you are a female and you are in this trade, which is mainly male-dominated. Why did you choose to be part of this trade? And what message do you have for other females in terms of them just also taking part in this trade?
Well, I should say that when I joined this, because I'm a former student of NEMT, when I joined this trade, I was actually not there. It was so tough. Also, I was trained by Mr. Nell. So he will be like, he will give him a work piece. He will be like, you have to take it through, and he will be asking you, Philippine, this is not square. I can see Wimby there. So what I'm trying to say is, but he motivated me, and likely we were 2 ladies in the workshop. And so I think that lady also had a background of what was actually happening before. So she's the one who motivated me until I came to. I can tell you, I am now in this industry for about 10 years, so to say. But I have started loving the trade only when I started working, because I learn everything new and it's becoming interesting. And I really love the fact that I'm enjoying now my work. I really love my job.
And the message for women that want to take part in this trade, even male.
So I should say that this industry is not only male-dominated. I should encourage the other female outside there, so they must join us. It's really a nice, interesting thing. And once you are here, you enjoy. You are going to enjoy. I can tell you that. So we are there for actually women empowerment. We really encourage that a lot of women should join these trades. They shouldn't be discouraged.
Thank you so much, Philippine, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
That was Philippine Shipo. She's an expert here at the Welding stall. She was just giving us a brief on what the day was like in terms of what started today. So it's back to you, Elago.
Well, thank you so much, Selima. What a great engagement you had there with Philippine, who is an expert in the welding skill set. Now, I must say the pressure looks like it's on to create that pressure industry, as they are putting it. We have still more in store for you on this skills update. Please stay tuned. We are heading back to the floor now, where Selima is now finding herself at the electrical installation skill set, where electrical installation competitors are working with absolute precision. Now they're wiring, safety systems, and complex circuit work. This is the backbone of modern infrastructure, and every millimeter there counts. Selima, how's it going? Is the floor hot?
The electrical installation competition area. The competitors, like any other competition area, have been hard at work since morning when the competition started. But joining us now is the chief expert, that is Twaini Anis, just to give us a brief on how this day started for the competitors, that is in the field of electrical installation. Welcome, and just tell us a brief on how the day started for the competitors.
Hi, everyone. Today it was a bit hectic, especially in the morning. We didn't have some materials on site, so we had to start a bit late, and then everyone is panicking, including me, because now we have to adjust everything according to the materials that we have on site. And most of the trainees or the competitors were really like, very, very much panicking. They went in the panic mode, but later on when we told them like, no, the project is now ready and we have everything, so they started on the project. The difference between our project and other projects for us is continuous, and as you can see, different panels. Most of the competitors are starting differently. Some have still some marks on it, some have components on it, some don't have anything at all, but that on the first day you cannot really judge according to what is there or what is not there. That's why for us on the first day we don't really mark. Yeah.
Okay, just a brief also about, I think the other competition areas were talking about the material that was a little bit hard to get. Is it that they are not available in the region, or is it just that it was just not got, they didn't get it on time?
Yeah, okay, for us, we have to compromise a lot. There is what we call PLCs that have to control the motor that we are going to use on the project. For those ones, we have to get from the centers because we cannot get PLCs in Namibia in a short time. So for that one, we had to compromise, and most of the components were like push buttons, lights, but those pilots lights we managed to get at least morning time. Although we had to compromise on the color, but at least we tried to pull it off, yeah.
So by the end of the competition, what are the competitors expected to complete?
Okay, they have to complete the whole installation. That is including now all the components, include the wiring, and then the programming, the PLC that we are talking about. And then they also have to do a surprise task, and that is on fault finding. That they have to find a fault for 30 minutes, and we are just going to put it in between the competition. Yeah.
So you are an expert, a chief expert in this field. Yes, why did you choose to be in this career, to take this career?
Okay, my career started from very far as a trainee at Nampower Training Center, and now I'm actually training Nampower artisans or electricians. Here, I was just selected 2023 at the National Skills. I was an expert, and I had 2 competitors, and then I was selected as deputy. And early this year, the actual chief expert decided to withdraw, and then I got the position.
And what skills do you have in this area?
In this area, I'm a qualified electrical technician, and I'm also now qualified or having a diploma in solar installations. Yeah. Yes.
And what advice you have for young ones that want to take part in this trade?
Yeah, for me, for now, I'm a bit disappointed because we don't have ladies as competitors, but I'm encouraging that ladies can do this. I mean, the lady is the chief expert and everybody else is a male, so yeah. Yeah, just to follow their dreams and not to think that electrical is mostly for men. It's now all gender are welcome to do TVET anyways. Yes.
Tony, thank you so much and all the best, eh? That was Tony Anis. She's the chief expert that is at electrician installation, just giving us a brief on how the day started for the competitors. And we'll be moving again to other competition areas, Elago, so it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Selima. We are definitely looking forward to seeing what the rest of the competitors on the competition floor are doing. From up here, we are hearing the sizzling, we are seeing the sparks and hearing them as well. We can also smell some of those delicious smells coming from the cooking section. But we are hoping that you will be able to take us through different skill sets today and for the rest of the week. This is competition day 1 here at the National Skills Competition in Swakopmund. The competition floor was a hive of activities today, with competitors sweating it away as they have been hard at work trying to prove themselves as they want to emerge victorious and hopefully make it to WorldSkills International that will be taking place in Shanghai, China next year. Well, let's take a look at a highlight of what the competition floor looked like on day 1. Well, we still do have Selima Henok at our final skills area for the day, and that is the fashion technology area, where young designers are sketching, cutting, and sewing under so much pressure. They are proving that skills are as much more about creativity as they are about technical excellence. Now, here, culture is meeting craftsmanship on the competition floor. Selima, how's it looking that side?
Well, Elago, we are indeed at the fashion technology competition area. Unlike the other competition areas where they were challenged with material and not starting on time, while the fashion technology said they had everything in place and they started on time, and indeed the competitors have been busy and hard at work in terms of delivering the task that they have for the day. Now I'm joined by, that is Hildegard Namwaika. She's just going She's just going to give us a brief on how the day started for the competitors.
Okay. The day started off well. We were able to cover the first project before 1 o'clock, before lunch, I can say. The first project was on fashion sketching. So we did sketching whereby competitors are expected to draw sketches, which in the end can be used by another designer in case if they want to make a garment. So that one was completed before 12 o'clock. And after, from 2 o'clock, we started off with the second project, which is on pattern making. Currently, they are busy with the pattern making project, which we are expecting for them to finish by 5:30. So, and then after that, we'll be done for the day. And then tomorrow we'll continue with the next project, which is the third activity. Yes.
So like for electrical installation, for example, they have to complete one task throughout the whole competition by the end of the competition. Is it the same case with fashion as well?
No, with fashion we have 4 tasks that we need to complete. So the competitors will first do the sketching, and then after sketching they have to draw patterns, and then after patterns, then they have to do a draping, whereby they have to make a garment from a fabric which is pinned on a model or on a croquet or on a mannequin. Yeah, and then the 4th one will be the actual sewing of a garment.
What will you say is importance of your industry?
No, our industry is very important because if we don't have clothing production or fashion technology, then we won't be able to walk outside. Everyone will want to cover their body. So it's very important that we design garments so that people can walk freely, feel comfortable, even when they are outside or even if we are inside. I don't think we'll love to walk like we are in the Garden of Eden. Yeah.
Is it possible for one to make a career out of this? I think that's one of the questions that people always have. If a child comes to a parent and say, Mom, I want to go do fashion designing, it's always a case of how will you be able to survive on that? What advice do you have?
Yeah, I'll give an example of one of our best designers in Namibia, Roberto Scholz. Yeah, I think he's making a lot of money from designing. So I don't need to really dwell much on it. But then looking at what Roberto is doing, I will not hesitate to advise my daughter or son to take up a career in fashion. There's money in fashion designing. Yes.
And lastly, what will you say is the importance of the skills competition?
The skills competition is very important, given that we are bringing in competitors from different centers, different backgrounds. So when they come in, it's not only about competing. For me, I feel it's learning from each other, getting inspired by the others, not only competitors alone, but even experts themselves. Because as we sit and go around, we caucus, and then we learn new things from each other. I can give an example. Like today, we were sitting with one of our colleagues. We came up with an idea of hosting fashion shows at the centers or at the schools, something that some colleagues might not have thought of. And that alone, I think if we all do it, I think it's going to inspire other, even youth that never thought of taking fashion as a career, or maybe even thinking of having fashion shows at their schools or at their centers.
Thank you so much for that information.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And all the best.
Thank you. All right.
Of course, that was Mrs. Hildegard Namwaka, just giving us a brief on the fashion technology and how the competition started for the competitors. That is today. Elago, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Selima. I believe that is all from you, from the competition floor. You took us through the welding, the water technology, electrical installations, and finally, we saw that conversation in the fashion technology sector. Thank you so much. And we are seeing that the competition is well underway, and they once started off with a bang. We're looking forward to getting more updates from you for tomorrow from the various other skill sets that we still have. We have 16 different skill sets competing this year. We still have more lined up for our skills update program. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us here on the Skills Update program. Well, apart from the competition, we also have the TVET conference that is underway and started sitting today, where industry experts and leaders are deliberating on key issues within the TVET sector, also trying to address the challenges they face and bring about solutions to some of those challenges. Now I am joined by Mr. Indongo, who is the Manager of Research and Planning at the National Training Authority. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Now, could you please talk to us about the conference? We saw that the discussion started early this morning. How has it been and what did those discussions make up this morning?
Thank you very much. The conference started off this morning with the official opening of our Deputy Minister of Education, of course, the Honorable Bruno Balotti. And of course, in the official opening, he made a call for us to come out with a practical recommendation in terms of how we are going to, of course, improve TVET moving forward. And of course, they have kicked off with some of the presentation looking at how are we going to introduce a digital transformation within the technical vocational sectors. We started off with some of the presentation from our invited guests from South Africa, invited guests from Germany, where they have really tried to share with us how they, within their system, have integrated the digital transformation for TVET sector. And as the day proceeded, we then have also a presentation from our own experience. As you know that since the COVID broke out, it has been quite challenging for us to actually be able to create an ecosystem where young people should be able to learn, even in their comfort of their own homes. So for us, that COVID has given us a challenge, but we are turning that challenge into an opportunity. Hence, we are talking about introducing digital transformation within the TVET sectors. And we have an opportunity to actually do an introspection from the TVET side of things. And after that COVID, when we started talking about digital transformation for TVET and what can we practically do as the TVET sectors in introducing digital learning within the space of TVET. And for us, I think we are on the right track. There's quite a lot of exciting initiatives that are happening in the TVET centers. And of course, it's just an issue of scaling up and learning from the challenges that we have been experiencing. And I think in terms of the discussion, we are on the right track.
Of course, you have mentioned the critical part, which is the discussion and the presentations from, you said the presenters from across our border, South Africa. So how will we ensure that these presentations end up, reflecting into tangible results for us as Namibia, where we will in fact see digital transformation come this time next year within the TVET sector? How are we taking stock of that?
You see, the conference, what it provides, it's a platform for idea sharing, but also for forming partnership. Because what we are doing is that we are really allowing those that are within the TVET space to actually integrate and be able to have a discussion and be able to form partnership. And it's just not them presenting and walking out. It's a network platform where ideas are being shared, where contacts are being shared. And of course, we are already seeing those partnerships that are being formed. We have an interesting case where, for instance, in Namibia, for instance, we have a presentation that is looking at the certification within the digital areas. And we have an interesting presentation from the CompTIA, for instance. It's a global company that does the certification for people that are in the ICT space. And we're seeing quite a lot of interest from our technical institutions saying, I want to come on board. I want to come on board. How do I come on board? And these are the practical solutions and the practical questions that people are asking. And we're saying, we are here. Let's form a partnership. Let's form a memorandum of understanding. Let's see how we can actually work together and ensure that Namibians are part and parcels of this journey in terms of digital transformations.
Yes. What else can we expect in regards to the skills conference or the TVET conference?
Look, there's actually quite a lot that is happening because you know very well that TVET in Namibia is a priority. It has been a priority in all our national development plans and of course in the Harambee Prosperity Plan. And there is so much expectation in terms of us particularly improving the quality of our TVET output. And how we do that, we need research. We need research and development to ensure that whatever that we are learning, there is a scalability in terms of these practices. And you can only do that if you have evidence based that you can actually be able to plan a system that you can implement that is backed up by evidence, or else you will be shooting blindly. And this conference is actually provide that platform for us to do an introspection of what we have done and have a clear roadmap in terms of moving forward with our TVET sectors.
Yeah. Mr. Indongo, thank you so much for being here and for giving us a highlight on what the conference entailed today. Perhaps we'll have you towards the end of the week to just catch up on how the deliberations went for the rest of the week.
Yeah, that will be quite interesting because, for instance, tomorrow we are going to look at how are we going to build a sustainable TVET system that is able to sustain itself. You know very well that in terms of our country, our president, for instance, have made a call for free education. And tomorrow we are going to look at that. How, as TVET sector, how do we position ourselves to actually build a system that is sustainable, but also the system that is able to produce the quality that is needed in the industry? Quite a lot of participants in the conference are also industry, and they are saying, look, how do we come in as industry, as players, as employers? And also then we will end up also, as we wrapping up the conference, looking at the entrepreneurial part of it. Innovation, how do we make sure that we provide skills that are able, these young people, to create employment for themselves and create industry? And it's an exciting conference, and we are looking forward to the final recommendation that's going to come out of this conference.
We appreciate you making time for us, Mr. Indongo.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that is exactly how we are doing it here on Skills Update. We do have my colleague Selima Henok still on the floor telling us what exactly is happening on the competition floor as competitors are sweating it away, vying for that top position where they will be heading to Shanghai, China, if they emerge victorious. Selima, it's over to you.
Elago, we move to the water technology competition area. As you can see in the background, the competitors are hard at work again. Now joining me is Elizabeth Mutileni, the chief expert the water technology competition area. She's just going to give us a brief on how the day started in terms of the competition and also just how the competitors are performing so far. Elizabeth, how has the day been going so far?
So far the day has been going very well. The competition started, we started a little bit late because of our things were not really bit in order, but now everything is set. The students started and then they are performing very well. I'm really happy with the pace that they are doing right now. We finished 2 tasks already. So tomorrow we start again with another one. So today was only cased for 2 tasks. So tomorrow we start another one.
Elizabeth, they say water is life, eh? So tell us about what is happening here at your competition area.
Water is life. Have you ever wondered why the water or how water comes into your cup? So now think about it. How did the water come from the dam to your drinking tap? So that's what we are doing. We are water treatment. So we treat water from when it's dirty to the clean one. So now it's technology because it's technology is evolving. We are involving now technology stuffs like PLCs, we have educates, we have EDS that is controlled by the computer. You don't need to go into the field anymore to go and climb up and whatnot. You just have to sit on your computer and you control the valves, you control the pumps, you check the levels, flow and pressure. We're also testing the water stability. We don't need, the water doesn't just have to be clear for looking, but it needs to be stable for human consumption as well. Yes.
So that's why it's saying water technology, because you are using a lot of technology in the process, eh?
It's technology because there's a lot of technology that is involved. Yes.
So what is the task of the competitors today?
Today, basically, they are doing flocculation tests. It's a muni purification plant that like the demonstrating of how to clean water from the beginning, involving all the processes that has to take to treat water. And we also have alkalinity tests, that is stability tests to test the stability of water. We also have magnetic cuts. As I say earlier, it's not only potable water that we are treating, it's also wastewater. So the magnetic cut that they are doing, They are arranging cuts according to the processes of magnetic cuts and wastewater treatment plant.
Lastly, by the end of the competition, what are the competitors expected to deliver?
It's just basically knowledge on, let's say, it's something, it's theoretical knowledge that we are testing on. We don't really have a product to say, this is a product that we are bringing on, but we're testing a knowledge of a person. Does this person really be able to treat water? Does they know the processes of treating water? That's what we are testing them on. Yes.
For students perhaps that want to study this field, what advice do you have for them?
It's a really good field if you check on it, especially that technology is evolving. Let me say, for instance, technology is in TVET now. So it's really wise for them to choose wisely when it's come to water technology. It's a really good trade, per se. And it's only offered once in Namwater, right? Yes, it's not only in Namwater at the current. Yes.
So if they want to apply, they need to go to Namwater, or maybe they can find the applications online as well?
Yes, they can find the application online. But the good part is that if they are here in Swakopmund, we have a stand for Namwater just close by water technology. They can get their application form there. Yes.
Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank you, Salma.
Of course, that was Elizabeth Mutileni, the chief expert that is at water technology, just giving us a brief on how the day started. Elao, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Selima. Like Elizabeth said, water definitely is life. It's more than just, pipe fittings and all of that. It's about sustainability, innovation, and ensuring that every community can access clean water, safe water. All of that can also come from the TVET industry. That is exactly how it's going here on Skills Update. Please stay tuned. Well, that's all from us here tonight on Skills Update. We would also like to give out a huge thank you to our friends from Nictus Furniture Store for providing our studio set for this program. I'm Ilago Shitatala. Please join us again tomorrow. Same time, same place. That is between the hours of 6 and 7 as we bring you more inspiration from the National Skills Competition, Swakopmund 2025. Good night, Namibia.